Hey folks, it's Tom, your frugal prepper. So, I guess a garden update here at the end of the weekend. This is one day shy of 2 weeks since planting. Um, so, but the last two Mondays I've been off, and I'm not going to be off tomorrow, so I'm going to do it today. Here's the tomato plants. Uh, See, they're getting pretty good size. I've got their first pruning done and started to guide them up the strings. Um, Here is the peppers. The cantaloupes still have not germinated. I'm hoping they will. If not, I'm giving up and going to the nursery and buying some that are already growing. I got beans still coming up pretty good. All the corn's coming up real good. Potatoes are through the ground real good. So this is all doing really well. We had a lot of rain yesterday. I mean, it just rained hard all day long, like all afternoon. So I have finished putting up the electric fence all the way around. So basically, it has these fiberglass poles with the plastic little insulator things. And then for the corners, to make it good and sturdy, I use these T poles, 5.5 footers. And then those bottom two wires here are the ones. And then they have these little plastic insulators that snapped in on them. Now I just went ahead and, if you can see here, put a little snip in that flat plastic part just to keep that wire centered as it comes around that corner. That seemed to work real well. And I'll just make sure every week I weed whack under this real good and keep the weeds and stuff back from it, as well as up here in the other corner. And here you can get a little better look at the potato plants right there coming up. And so down here where the shrubs are, I have to make sure I keep these trimmed back real well. And I just left this top wire or top string on here just to help make it stand out more so you don't trip over it. And I can easily squeeze in between those two wires to get in and out when I need to. Just doing the bottom two wires on here because I'm trying to keep out squirrels, raccoons, groundhogs. Nothing real big. If I need to, I can put a third one on. I've got enough wire left over to do it. And the controller is a 2-mile controller, so it could easily handle another third wire. So I think this wire was a 17 gauge galvanized electric fence wire. It was like $14. The T-frames and the posts were only like $1 or $2 a piece. Not real expensive. A whole bag of those yellow insulator adapters was $3. And the controller was like $30. So I built this little wooden box. I'm going to put some shingles on it. And it's all sealed up with silicone. And I just have a plug with a switch up there. That's my controller plugged in. I don't know if you can hear it clicking or not, but it's on. So when I come out and need it off, I'll just click that off. And then this just kind of slides up in the front. It sits on those screws right there. And I just stuck a 2x4 down in the ground with a post hole digger. And that's my ground rod right there. And I just used basically a hose clamp. I originally was going to put that box like inside the fence, and it dawned on me like, let's put it outside so there's no chance you're going to shock yourself by accident. But once that post is in the ground, it's like 8 feet long. It's not coming back out easy. So I just ran my ground wire over. That's just some of that red wire. Same wire I used for the bottom wire on my boxes. My Diet Mountain Dew spilled. Well, I hope tomatoes like Diet Mountain Dew. Yeah, it just runs all the way down here. and so that still gives me plenty of room along these edges. My plan is to just start slowly working this grass out of here with the little cultivator, just a little patch at a time, so it's just bare dirt inside there. But that can happen over time, and I can easily just lift the push mower up and throw it in there and push mow around it if I need to. That's actually a small enough area I could just weed whack it. But for now, it's just an extension cord. Runs over and goes in the old chimney hole in the garage. I'm going to do better. My plan is to put a couple outside outlets on this garage. I'll probably just tap onto that wire that comes over for my mercury light. That was fun to put up, by the way. I was going to do a video on it, but it just was in the middle of December and it was cold, and so I didn't. I didn't climb up there. I paid a guy that used to be an employee $100 to climb up there on a ladder and teeter around in the cold wind. But anyway, I'm going to put an outside outlet thing over here. And what I normally do on these extension cords is just for this season, I'll just get a flat shovel and cut the sod back a little and tuck the cord underneath, just so that I don't run it over with the lawnmower and stuff. And it can stay there, and then I'll pull it out, or at least unplug it when the season's over. So plants are doing really well. Tomatoes are really growing. The peppers are bigger too. I'm real happy with that, considering they were about 3 to 4 inches when I planted them tall, and they're getting about 1.5 feet now. So they'll probably be 3 feet by this time again next week. Especially with all the rain we've been having. They're real happy right now. Nothing got really soaked. Everything drained off pretty quick after all the rain. Then we had another big cloud burster today that lasted about 15 minutes. And everything drained real well. You can see all the wind and stuff from the storms just blowing leaves out of the trees all over the place. But so this was just simply the cheapest way to fence off this area. I would have had hundreds of dollars if I would have done traditional fencing that was decent and sturdy. I've done chicken wire in the past, and it just doesn't strong enough and doesn't last. So this is something that's easy to fix and repair if a wire gets broken, and it's effective. Everybody I've talked to that runs these around their gardens doesn't have really any pest problems. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you filled in. And if anybody prays, pray for my cantaloupe to germinate. I really need them to. Some of the beans don't look like they may not germinate too. I'm just going to give them a little more time, but I don't think this throwing sand over it thing is working for me. I'm sure that it works. It's part of the method. I'm planting in dirt from now on. This is me, because it works for me. This is the first time I've tried the whole covering the seeds with sand thing. It's not working so well. Maybe it works better in sand and sawdust. But that's it for now. I'm going to go put my mower away and close up. And my mom's coming over, and we're going to have some Kentucky Fried Chicken for dinner. Talk to y'all later. This is Tom, your Frugal Prepper.